Let's divine into. Let's into it. Into the new year already for the month of January. For those that you want to know ahead, for any reason, you are allowed, you can peek into the new year. What are the insight for the new year? An insight for the new year, specifically January 2026. Okay, so starting with the Three of Swords, air energy, the energy of your mind. There is the Nine of Cups, your emotional field energy, energy of the water. And there's a major arcana, the Tower. Major arcana, Tower. What is the insight for 2026? I almost said 23, so maybe that's a number that is significant to you, but I almost said 23, or maybe the year 2023 is significant to you. As I'm seeing the Three of Swords here, maybe 2023 was a painful year, and 3 years fast forward, it is like reflection and remembering that what you've gone through. The insight for 2026, it's a time, at least for that month, January, is a time of reflection of the things that you've gone through, what you've experienced. It may be a literal, you had fallen in love with someone and that has ended either recently, or maybe that is projected to end in January 2026. But not to feel discouraged about this reading, because I do feel that this is moving towards, there's a Nine of Cups here. But so let's focus on here though. Maybe the Libra season is significant. I'm seeing Libra there. So, but also maybe you've just, because the sword is the energy of the mind, so it's mentally. So maybe there are some thought process, belief, and perception that really has not supported you in your journey in navigating life. And in January 2026, you'll be able to see in hindsight how far you've come in renewing your mind, thinking differently. Manifestation is what's coming right now. It seems like you're more intentional about and conscious about what's showing up in your life. And that maybe when it was a hard year or hard time, hard season you've experienced, you weren't aware and you're thinking that, why is something happening to me? And now you are more conscious about when something shows up, how did you affected that? What were you thinking that has caused subconscious to show up in such a way? I'm also sensing that January is going to be a divine month for you. At the top of the new year, 2026, January is going to be a divine month. It's also going to be a month of creation. You're going to create from a place of what you're passionate about. So I am sensing that January is not going to be, it's not going to be a lot of hard work effort in comparison to where you've come, because we're reading in context and the trajectory of your energy. The Nine of Cups here is the energy of water. It's your emotional field, and you're moving towards satisfaction. We're reading for January, but the month of February could also be significant. January, February, even March, the time of Pisces. I see that you're gonna be celebrating. In January, there's a celebration. It could be a big celebration. It does not have to be, but you are celebrating something that you know or wanted or desired, and you believe it's gonna happen. It's only a matter of time. And the time that it happened is going to be in January. You may be traveling also in January. I'm seeing these things. It kind of reminds me of like hotels for some reason. You may be going to, I'm hearing Italy. So you may be traveling abroad, places where wines are just normal part of the culture. But the Nine of Cups, with the emotional energy, it is the energy of satisfaction, of things feeling so full and complete that you just relax. You've relaxed and present into the moment. Relaxed and present into the moment. And now with the Tower here, the major arcanas are energy of change. They communicate different kind of change, but for the most part, all of them is going to communicate change. So January seems to be a marker of change for you, of change. I'm also seeing here like you are consciously and unconsciously letting go of connections with people that just you're not gonna continue it in the new year. You're not going to continue it in January. There's going to be the ending there. There's also a sense of change in the home. Could also be a change in where you live. So the change of the physical structure of where you live. Maybe you're remodeling your home in January, or you're moving into a different location, different place, but there's a change in the home. But also, it doesn't have to be literal, but it could also be metaphorically, like those things, those places, or those people that once felt like home to you seems to be changing in January. That's changing. And though we're reading for January, this card signifies Aries. So the month of Aries could also be a continuation. There's a connection with January and Aries with this particular reading. And it could also be a time where there's just a lot of change that feels like you may feel like January is this really how the new year is starting? But I do believe that it is necessary. The change that may feel like unearthing, and it may feel like ungrounding or something like that. But I do believe that it is necessary, and eventually you're going to realize that you're going to be able to look back in hindsight that it is meant to happen, and you can accept it. You can accept that it happened, and you can trust the timeline of the change, especially with the Death card showing up after that, which is also the energy of ending. Once again, these are all change, but wow, look at this now. So following the major arcana are two other major arcanas. You have the Death card, also signifies Scorpio, and then the Devil, that signifies Capricorn. So January, the insight for January is that it's going to be a very healing month. That's another change. I feel it seems like it's going to heal really old stuff, things that has been, seems like you keep trying to work on it, but somehow it just seems like it's always there. But it seems like January is going to be a time where finally, like, the deepest part of you that needs healing is going to finally be healed. And Scorpio could be significant also, that ties into January for you, Scorpio. But it is both metaphorically, some old things are just really dying. It's due. It is time. You've been working on it and been believing, but it's finally January is where it ends. But there might also be some like real death that you or some of you may experience. And then the devil, with this signifying Scorpio, this is the area of work, your public standing and work. So that is changing, and January is going to mark that for you. And that might be what you're celebrating, is like a change in your career, a change in your work. It feels like here that it's going to be the job, finally the job that really brings satisfaction. But it could also be very tempting to give a lot of you into the job. So that might be just something to look out for and to watch out for. That in January, work could really bring a lot of success for you. January could be a marker of success when it comes to your work and career. That it could be very tempting to either put all your focus there. So this is the insight for you. I mean, January seems to be a lot of energy. And you may even wonder, especially with death card showing up, you may even wonder if some of the things that's showing up is like another pattern, but to be mindful that those are residual energy of things that are leaving, to stay present, that what's changing is for the best, and not to brace yourself, but to be in a place of gratitude with the 9 of Cups in your emotional field. Like, hang out there. Be in a place of gratitude that after any changes, you are creating new life, and it's already manifesting. And they may feel like they're hanging out in the same month, but nonetheless, you are creating a new kind of life, because you are not the old you. And maybe you are the kind of person who's been hurt in the past, but that's not you in the new year, in the new life. So January is a year, really a time of marking the new version of you and the life that you have been working on to, and you are creating, and that you are manifesting. This is your reading.
Can hear